speech to a crowd of supporters at his Florida resort hours after he became the first former president to be booked, fingerprinted, and arraigned as a criminal defendant. Mr. Trump pled not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records, accused of helping keep hush money payments to a porn star and an actress secret before the 2016 election, accused of going over the legal campaign spending limit with those payments, covering up that alleged crime with another, lying about it on documents. ABC's Aaron Katersky.
As his motorcade made its way downtown, sources tell ABC News that apart from his Secret Service detail, the former president rode alone. No lawyers, no family, no advisors with him.
ABC News political director Rick Klein.
There's a possibility that voters kind of grow tired of the whole accumulated Trump mess. It's also possible that this emboldens and empowers his base a bit more. Things are going to be playing out in a really interesting way.
Rick Klein.
To put it mildly.
ABC News.
And we'll continue our team coverage on the Trump arraignment coming up. But right now, let's get you home. We're going to check in with Chuck Rowe in the Valley Chevy Dealers Traffic Center.
Thank you, Becky Lynn. Let's go to Scottsdale, where there is a crash on the way.
Anybody else enjoying the clown show? Because I certainly am.
Is blocked with that. I don't see any slowing approaching that, but south of there, still quite a bit of slow traffic from about McDonald Drive as you make your way down into 10 feet. Once you be on Broadway, things do improve. Also, the 101 westbound at Tatum Boulevard. Watch for a crash there in the HOV lane, slowing from 64th Street. I-17 southbound at New River Road, still trying to clear that wreck out of the left lane. It's about a mile-and-a-half back up as you approach the scene there. Union Hills Drive at 51st Avenue. Watch for a crash. There is a wreck eastbound on Grant Street, right at the I-17. That car is teetering right on the edge of the retaining wall. It could have been a much different outcome had that car had a little more momentum. 7th Street north of I-17, a crash at Broadway Road at 75th Avenue, clearing a wreck there. I'm Chuck Rowe, KTAR News.
Interesting. No mention of any problems with self-driving cars. They seem to be the safe vehicles.
Gradually climb the rest of the week. A high of 70 tomorrow, 80 Thursday, and we're tracking the first 90s of the year by Easter. I'm ABC 15's Melanie Brown.
In Mesa, currently 60 degrees and
I don't have working air conditioning in the car right now, so.
Former President Trump is facing 34 felony counts.
So, hey, how's it going? It's still Tuesday, April 4th, 2023, 6:03 p.m. right now. I'm actually on my way to the so-called girlfriend's place, on the way to work. She said she has leftover chicken and dumplings from Cracker Barrel for me, so I think that's what she said she had, which is great. I haven't been eating all that good lately, and yeah.
However, I would fully expect numerous instances.
Yeah, I've heard about enough of all that. Yeah, she got food for me, so yay. Yeah, I haven't been doing particularly good at preparing food. You know, I even got some stuff that's like frozen that all I gotta do is put in the bag, but for some reason when I'm getting ready for work, I forget that I have it. I don't remember it until later, so it's just sitting in my freezer. It doesn't do me any good. And it's a good thing to throw me food, because right now I've managed to spread myself so thin that I don't even have enough money in my bank accounts to get food at work. So yeah, this is scary, being spread this thin. It's been a long time since I've been quite this broke. It's been definitely over a year, and I need to, yeah, hopefully this kind of stress will be over in about a week. Or no, in a couple of days, actually. Anyway, almost to the girly friend's place, so I'll be back in a bit. All right, I'm trying something different here. It's hi, how you doing? It's my car dinging excessively for no good reason.
I wish there was just a switch on the dash to turn that off. Things really aren't designed for the comfort of the neurodivergent, I can tell you that. God, I just had the most awful encounter with Priscilla. Like, I just don't think she understands, like how difficult it is living with the mental health issues that I have, and how I need her to comfort me and support me in those with those things, and not add to the aggravation. You know, it's kind of like the old saying, if you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. And I guess she's part of the solution in that she did give me the leftovers from Cracker Barrel, but still definitely part of the problem. So, oh shit. I just got it. I just got that sitting in my armrest on the passenger side. Thought I'd try something different. So I'm using the Obamaphone. As you can see, it's up here in the phone mount. Using the Obamaphone to see traffic, so I don't get caught in it. And the sun's getting low enough in the horizon that it's really a challenge to see in front of me. So which makes it very limited in how much I can actually look at the traffic view. I did see enough to see that Loop 202 is messed up right now, so I'm just going down right now. Kind of wish I was further south, since I went to Priscilla's apartment, and then I stopped in Circle K to get my Sip and Save drink. I'm already. So I think I was going to pull in front of me. That guy was just inching further and further forward when he was almost in the intersection. Of course, I don't have a camera facing forward, so y'all can't see that. I get a lot of glare on the windshield. I don't know if it's just not clean enough, or just my windshield is just so old that there's little tiny chips in it that reflect the light. I'm not sure, but driving in the sun is really hellish in this car. And right now, like with my work schedule, I'm going directly into it on the way to work, and I'm going directly into it on the way home most days. So it's pretty difficult. So yeah, I actually just get my Sip and Save at Circle K, which in my video when I was running errands this morning, if you actually watched the whole thing, you saw that I did that. Actually, that didn't come off my Sip and Save. Yeah, I went to the Circle K at 52nd in McDowell, and that one, I went in, and in the morning after work, I'm trying to, generally speaking, I'm trying to stay away from carbonated beverages, and I'm trying to stay away from caffeinated beverages. So, there's a handful of different stuff. I tend to mix it up as far as what I have on that. And a lot of it just depends on what given Circle K has to offer, because every Circle K's got different stuff, especially when it comes to those kind of drinks. and then of course comes the challenge of well, which ones actually work, because so often those parts of the soda fountain aren't working. Like there'll be separate drink dispensers, but they don't service them very well, so they often don't work. And a lot of times they don't stock the mix. So I'll get my ice and I'll put the cup in it, and then it just spits out water as opposed to whatever drink is supposed to be there. I mean, I get it. It's tough for the Circle K cashiers to do everything they have to do and maintain the soda fountain. But the reality is that Circle K soda fountains tend to be very poorly maintained, especially compared to, say, QT. Like, somehow QT always keeps their stuff maintained, and if something's not working, there's an out of order sign on it. And Circle K, usually not so much. So, oh wow, man, too bad I'm not able to shoot video like out the windshield right now. So on the sidewalk on the right, I just passed somebody on some kind of an electric unicycle. It wasn't a one wheel; it was something different with a larger wheel between his legs. But electric unicycle, nonetheless, always impresses me when I see somebody on that kind of micro mobility. Because at this point, that's a lot more in common than seeing autonomous self-driving cars. In fact, I just looked to the right and saw Waymo going north there on 17th Street. So I was gonna talk. I started to talk earlier. Oh, I didn't finish the story about what happened with Circle K. So yeah, I went to the fountain, and they had the Arizona. Get closer to this truck here. Trying to look at my traffic view. I-10 looks like absolutely shit the whole way to work, with an accident right where the 202 joins up. Well, that's fabulous. Good thing I'm running kind of early. It's 6:30 right now. So 6:25. Put 5 minutes on it. Actually, just turned to 6:26 on the dashboard clock. So 6:31. I should be able to make it. Should be able to make it to Amazon via service streets in 30 minutes. Yeah, I-10 is a mess, and there's an icon for an accident on the westbound, like right where the 202 merges in. So yeah, there's no way in hell that's going to clear up between now and when I have to go to work. God, the sun is right in my damn eyes. So yeah, Circle K, they got a couple of little auxiliary fountains that have like four levers for non-carbonated drinks inside that Circle K, and the one on the far left, it's got Hawaiian Punch on it, which I get sometimes, but what I ended up getting was the Arizona brand Mucho Mango, which is like kind of a mango flavored beverage. It's just another variant of sugar water. I don't know, it was kind of what sounded good to me at the moment, so I grabbed that, and I've got, Circle K is so bad at remembering to replace the little nozzles on their soda fountain, and by using their soda fountains, I've been sprayed so much by those things that as kind of a self-defense mechanism, I've learned to, when I get a beverage at a Circle K soda fountain, to always hold the cup up like really high, to hold it really high, and in case it tries to spray out everywhere, that way it doesn't spray on me, because I've been sprayed many times. and it sprayed out. Didn't get any on me because I was kind of prepared for that. And with carbonated beverages, like, that pretty much ruins it, because that nozzle is what mixes everything. With non-carbonated beverages, it's usually okay, you know, if the nozzle's not there and you hold the cup up, it seems to still mix all right. But generally, when I see that, like, that's a bad sign. So I stopped and I sipped it a little bit, and it seemed like the mix was more or less right. So it tasted all right. So I went ahead and held my cup, like, all the way to the top and filled it. And when I got to the line, I told the cashier what the problem was, and she seemed really grateful that I let her know. I mean, it was really nice about it. And it's not staying put in the armrest very well. I'm at I think I'm almost at 5th Avenue right now. I can't read the street signs. At this point, it doesn't even matter of my bad eyes. It's a matter of the glare of the sun directly behind the street signs, making them impossible to read. Actually, that was 3rd Avenue, McDowell and 3rd Avenue right now. Now I'm crossing 5th Avenue. Anyway, yeah, she seemed very, very grateful that I told her that, and I told her I had to save. She told me just hey, don't worry about it. It's on me. Thank you for letting me know about that, which was really nice. I've had some times where I've mentioned things like that to the Circle K cashiers, and they've gotten really shitty with me about it, like I'm, you know, bothering them by letting them know. I mean, I'm just trying to be helpful. Just, you know, it's just as likely that somebody who's ready to fly off the hammer and who's on the verge of, you know, having a Joker or Michael Douglason falling down kind of day could walk up to that soda fountain and put the cup up and not think to hold the cup really high and get sprayed in the face by, you know, the mango syrup and the pressurized filtered water, and that be enough to just push that person over the edge. And that person could do something absolutely terrible as a result of it in the Circle K. And by me being kind and just letting her know that there's a problem there, you know, she maybe she doesn't know about the problem, you know, and she could address it. Something bad like that doesn't happen, but yeah, she was like some because I've had some cashiers get kind of shitty with me when I mention stuff like that, but she was super nice about it. Comped my drink, which is why I was still able to get a sip and save drink just now. Got Mountain Dew, and having Mountain Dew to start my day really helps me out, because I don't have any packaged Mountain Dew at home. You know, I'm almost going to get some at Fry's the other day, and I noticed that their price for the 20-ounce plastic bottles was 2 for $4, which is $2 each. And they're only $1.25 at the vending at Amazon. So yeah, that's substantially cheaper. I looked at that and I'm just like, well, damn, it's just actually. Like, I'm coming to the grocery store thinking I can get some soda and have it at home and save on what I'm spending on the vending at work, and it's actually substantially cheaper for me to just get it from the vending at work. Not that I can do that right now because I don't think I have enough funds available, and I don't know, I've got like $3 and change. I guess I could could actually get 2 of them at work, because that would only be $250, so that won't overdraft me. I'm at the corner of 19th and Grand and McDowell right now, so this is kind of a long light. And the accident no longer showing on the 10, but it's pretty much red all the way from the stack to well past 83rd Avenue. So yeah, no point in me getting on the 10. And it shows another accident now on 51st, just south of the 10. So I've come this. Oh God! Oh man! I just ducked my head a little bit to see under my rear view, or under my my sun visor. I forgot what these things are called. My sun visor, which broke recently. The little clippy up here where it connects to the thingy to hold it up. That broke. I remember the last time I tried to price or replace my sun visor on eBay, it was surprisingly expensive. So I ended up just keeping the old one that I have. The old one that I have, the mirrors broke off, and it's just kind of got a hole here. And I ended up just covering it with masking tape because it was just so pricey to replace the thing. It was just like, no, I just can't even really afford that. I'm just going to tape it and try to ignore the ugliness of the tape on it. This is working out nice. I actually got a green left arrow here onto the I-17 southbound access road. I've shot a few videos of this route. This is actually pretty cool. This is hands down the fastest way to get from McDowell to Van Buren. The posted speed limit is 45, but it feels like a mile of limited access freeway with absolutely no traffic on it. Like literally, there's the on-ramp onto southbound I-17. I do not see a single vehicle at all in front or behind me. None. Absolutely none. So I go underneath the flyovers coming from I-10, the stack intersection. Yeah, I can't see another vehicle at all to the north or south. It's so funny. It's like, oh, traffic is so bad in Phoenix. Traffic is so bad in Phoenix, but there are some roads that are just great thoroughfares like this that just absolutely nobody drives on. But yeah, that gets me from McDowell to Van Buren super, super fast. I'm not even going to say the speed I was going, but I'd say it was faster than 45. Ooh, look at that homeless encampment going on the right there. Right on red onto Van Buren. Son of a bitch. Not stay in the armrest. Oh, and I got the sun right back in my eyes. God damn it. I forget the name of the giant cemetery on my right here. Just north. Oh, Greenwood. I think it's Greenwood Memory Lawn. Just to the right and saw the sun. Down past the cemetery and in front of the pet lawn. So anyway, yeah, she was super nice, and she calmed my drain. And I figured I'd help her out a little bit more, so while I was drinking it, I walked back to the part of the soda fountain, the 4 nozzles that were missing the nozzles that would shoot water all over anybody that came up to try to use them without holding the cup all the way to the top. Just to make sure that if anybody tried to use it, I could tell them it's like, hey, hang on a second, that's going to shoot water everywhere. She's going to get the nozzles, and she did. As soon as she went right to the back room and got them, and she said that she just came on shift, and an overnight shift forgot to put them back on. So apparently it's part of the overnight shift's job to take those off and soak them. Which makes you wonder why, like, whoever in the overnight shift does that, why they don't turn the power off to those. And if they can, at the very least, put a sign in front of it that says out of order, so people know not to use it. Don't get sprayed all over someone else's. But anyway, I know, minor problems, but it seemed like a pretty big deal, when it happened. I'm just glad that the cashier was so nice about it, so nice that she gave me, that she calmed my drink, and I was able to actually find the time to use the sip and save drink on the way to work. So that was good. I really struggled putting my information because I was so emotionally distraught over what happened with Priscilla. But driving and talking has kind of got me feeling a little better now. And the sun is behind a building, so it's like not right in my face. So it didn't occur to me. The iPhone has been so useless for shooting video, and it didn't even occur to me that's the camera, the outward-facing camera. I never use the selfie camera for anything. I'm using the selfie camera now. Generally speaking, I'm not a selfie kind of person, and so I never use the selfie cameras on my phone. But yeah, it's the outbound, the main camera that's got the problem where it vibrates and shimmies and twitches and just it's completely dysfunctional. I can't even take a picture with it anymore at all, period. And my video from this morning, the first segment of it, shows you just exactly how bad it is as I'm driving from I forget where I was when I turned it on. Somewhere on Van Buren as I was driving towards the Wells Fargo at 35th, just north of Van Buren. Yeah, it didn't even occur to me that the selfie camera is fully functional. So, it seems like a weird way to shoot video. It's just not always planning on doing, but I just kind of wanted to get some stuff off my chest, and it wasn't the Circle K visit that I was most concerned about. It was more about the drama that just happened with Priscilla. But I thought I'd explain why I was able to get another sip and save drink. Oh, and I was going to explain what was up with Waymo. So I started to touch on that in, I don't know, either my last video or the one after it. And we're talking about that, and I got somewhere else. I said I was going to explain it anyway, I got sidetracked, never got around to explaining it. But so yesterday, when oh my goodness. I'm looking up at just glanced up at my traffic view, and now they're showing two more accidents on the westbound I-10. One approaching 67th Avenue and one halfway between 67th and 75th. Yeah, today is a good day. Good day to take Van Buren as opposed to taking I-10. Damn. But yet people feel unsafe at the thought of being in autonomous vehicles. It's not autonomous vehicles that are having these wrecks every day. The autonomous vehicles seem to be doing just fine. Although I've been kind of binging out on different videos that different YouTubers have put out of them taking rides in Waymos. And I gotta say, my biggest pet peeve on most of these Waymo videos is how many of these YouTubers, instead of showing me what's outside the windshield and what the car is doing, and showing like the displays that are in the car that show, kind of sharing the customer experience, instead they've got the camera at their face as they're talking. It's like, dude, I don't need to see your face. Like I saw your face at the beginning of the video. I know what your face looks like. I want to see how this autonomous vehicle is interacting with traffic. I want to see what route it's taking. I want to see how it's handling going through intersections and responding to traffic lights and traffic signs and whatnot. But yeah, a lot of the videos are just people blah 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 blah. I want to see I want to see your face. I want to see your face. As y'all are seeing my face, hi, how you doing? But for the ones that are showing the road in front of them, and that's another thing. A lot of these people aren't really specifying where they're going from and where they're going to. And it seems like a lot of people are kind of unfamiliar where they're going. Like they're just used to going where the GPS says to tell them to go anyway. So they just don't, know directions and roads as well as I do. But it does seem like the Waymo vehicles, and some of the guys making these videos have commented on it, that the Waymo vehicles take unusual routes that involve going down residential streets instead of taking major streets, which is, I mean, if you've been watching my vlog for any length of time, is kind of a strategy I use sometimes, although I don't use it as much as my algorithm can handle traffic, as much as I'm looking at a traffic view and seeing that certain roads are congested, or I just know from being a cab driver in the valley for so long that certain roads are just going on them at certain times of day. It's just asking to be stuck in traffic, and I'm not wanting to be stuck in traffic, so I'm taking a back road that I know is going to get me where I'm going in a reasonable amount of time without any traffic. Such as right now, me using Van Buren. I'm sitting here looking at the traffic view and seeing I-10 westbound solid red with 3 accidents on it, and everybody else just staying on I-10. Well, not everybody else, but plenty of people staying on I-10 because that's the route they know, or that's the route their GPS says to go, or whatever, and not even thinking, well, I wonder if there's another road I can take that's just 3/4 of a mile to the south and goes the exact same direction. Oh, I just screwed up. I'm so used to coming in. Wow, that was a brilliant move on my part as I talk about people not knowing where they're going. I'm so, and doing what they do out of habit, I'm so accustomed to going across on, when I'm avoiding I-10, coming across on, Buckeye, and then when I get to the 202, turning right on the access road and taking that access road up to Van Buren, then turning left at Van Buren, I completely spaced that I was on Van Buren and turned right on the northbound access road for Loop 202. Whoops. That's all right. That's all right. I got this. I just turned left at Roosevelt. Fortunately, Roosevelt has a signal and an underpass. And granted, this Roosevelt is speed limit is 25. I'm doing about 30. While it's notably slower than. Notably slower than going down Van Buren, it will get me all the way to work. Sort of. I gotta turn left when I get up here to 67th and go down to Garfield. But sorry, I use Garfield for going to work all the time. Now I got this weird intersection coming up here where it kind of connects and goes up to Latham. That's no big thing. Bicycle on the right side of the road. I got plenty of space. So yeah, I noticed in a lot of the Waymo videos, it seems like the Waymos are taking some kind of questionable routing, and my guess is that it does it just so it's easier for just because the algorithm finds it easier to navigate those streets than streets with extra heavy traffic. And of course, it's tied into Google, so algorithm would be looking at the same traffic aggregate that I'm looking at. Although one video I watched, and I forget who it was, but there's a semi directly in front of me that should have the right of way, but he's not moving. That was weird. I don't like turning left in front of vehicles that are going straight when I know they have the right of way, but the two vehicles in front of me did that, and the semi absolutely wasn't moving. So, it's possible he had a red light, but in that case, I should have had a green left arrow, not just a green light, and I didn't have a green left arrow. Oh well, I'm well past it now, but that was odd. Wish y'all could have seen that. On Garfield Street now. Marveling at the cars parked on the sidewalk, parked in the wrong side of the road. So yeah, noticing that Waymo seem to take some unusual routing. They definitely don't go on the freeway. Like I did see a Waymo on I-10 last week as I was going through the tunnel, and I looked to the left, and there was definitely a person behind the wheel. It wasn't, and he had his hands on the wheel, so it wasn't driving itself. But yeah, I never see them driving the Waymos driving themselves with nobody behind the wheel on the freeway. And none of the videos that I've been watching where from point A to point B, the most logical route to take, unless it was heavy traffic, would have been to get on the freeway. And the autonomous vehicles don't seem to be doing that. I'm at 71st now, 71st Avenue. Turning right, going back up to where Roosevelt resumes. 6:55, so I'm probably going to get to work within my 5-minute grace period. So yesterday I ended up clocking in at 12:31, and I was thinking I'd have that 5-minute grace period, but then again not. It took 6 hours of UPT away from me instead of just 5, and then I looked at it and I'm like, well, I clocked in at 12:31, not 12:30, so I put in 1 minute of PTO from 12:30 to 12:31, and then I checked my A to Z later, and it showed that it gave me credit for that 1 minute of PTO, but it's still taking 6 hours of UPT away instead of 5. So I need to go talk to HR about that. Plus, I still have an hour of UPT being taken away from me from Wednesday, when supposedly HR fixed all that. And the gal I talked to, like at the end of her shift, Friday night, Saturday morning, she said she was going to take care of that when she came in Saturday night. She totally hasn't taken care of it. I don't know what days she works, but I mean, obviously she's backed out, so she's probably not there until Wednesday. Probably not there tonight. I think tonight is Tuesday night. I forgot the day. Yeah, Tuesday, April 4th. So, so the other I was wanting to say about Waymo, and I'm half a mile from work now, so I'm probably not going to get to the story about why I'm so frustrated with Priscilla right now. Now she upset me to the point I was in tears and shaking. And I need to get that out of my mind, because I just need to focus at work, because I've been kind of struggling at work lately, and I don't need to lose this job or I'll be screwed. So yeah, she woke me up yesterday about 3 in the afternoon, I think, or 2 in the afternoon, something like that, knocking on my window, which of course got me really excited, because I was hoping she, came over for a quickie on her lunch hour again, but she didn't. But she came over to give me the amount of cash that I had texted her and told her that I needed to pay my rent without what I should need to pay my rent and not have to worry about any automatic payments coming out of my checking accounts that would cause them to be overdrawn. Because I went through and did the math and checked everything to see, what payments are coming up and when are they going to hit, that sort of thing, which is kind of difficult. I struggled with doing that, but I did it. And so anyway, she showed up with the money. She didn't, I answered the door naked. I was ready, but yeah, she didn't come in. She just handed me the cash. So she had to go back to work. And by go back to work, I mean I'm assuming she was working from home. It's, the actual office, when she has to go into the office, is way up in North Scottsdale, in the like near the Scottsdale Airpark. So definitely she didn't drive to my place from there on her lunch break, but she could on her lunch break from working from home. Anyway, at that point, I was awake and I was thinking that it would actually be a good time to take a Waymo. I don't think I could take one from my place. They're only have a certain. They got two service areas, one in the Southeast Valley and then one in Central Phoenix. And the one in Central Phoenix doesn't go east of 44th Street. Now, I live between 46th and 48th, so yeah, I'm just barely out of their coverage area. But I was thinking, that I would check that, see if it would let me put in my address, and then, if it denied it, which I expected it would, then I could always walk over to the QT at 44th Street and try again from there. But anyway, to log into it, because it's a Google service, it required my Google password. And unlike all other Google services, that when I'm on either my iPhone or my Obamaphone, where I log in and it just automatically sees that my device is logged into Google and just automatically just logs me into the app, Waymo 1 didn't do that. And anyway, it ended up launching a bunch of Google services, and now I'm having issues with Google and passwords because I can't remember my password. So long story short, I wasn't able to ride a Waymo. Anyway, thanks for coming with me on the drive. I'm here. I need to get my ass inside so I'm not any more late.